Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I am Monica, the Kismet Chemist. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the family. I am honored to have you here. If you are returning, welcome back. I have missed you. Okay, Taurus. First of all, this happened a little bit yesterday, with Scorpio especially. And with Scorpio being your counterbalance sign. So Taurus is on one side and Scorpio is on the other side. Both of you are working on clearing out throat chakras, speaking truths, and facing up to truths as well. And I needed to get that out before we even got into any of this reading, just because I could feel it just locking my own throat chakra up. And I had to restart this video about 3 times in order to really open up my throat chakra, but I'm still having a little bit of some blockage around it, which didn't happen with anybody else aside from you and Scorpio. So with that said, I'm going to take a drink of water. And we're going to talk about this Mabon, Ostara, Sabbat, as well as Libra season, which is what we are heading into. I'm filming this on the 21st, but this will be going out on the 22nd, which means that this will actually go out on the day of Mabon. That's better. If you guys are having issues with your throat chakra, a really great trick for that is water with a little bit of lemon. Lemon is very cleansing. It's very uplifting. So you can put a little bit of lemon juice in your water. And as you drink it, set the intention for it to clear your throat chakra as it's going down your actual physical throat. And that way you're working with the physical elements, both earth and water, while you're drinking your water. It helps put the intention into it. Okay. So I want to put out a disclaimer. My nails are all chipped and everything. Willow got deep into the garden out back yesterday and needed a bath, and she absolutely detests getting baths. And so my nails are all chipped, but I am going to go get them done tomorrow. So I wanted to not overdo the painting on my nails just to preserve the nail beds themselves. So I do apologize for the appearance of my nails today. Taurus. When we move into Mabon in the northern hemisphere and Ostara in the southern hemisphere, we are moving into either harvest or spring planting. And it's going to depend on where you live in the world. These seasons are represented by the myth of Persephone from Greek mythology. So Persephone in Greek mythology was captured by Hades or Pluto and brought to the underworld and tricked into eating a pomegranate seed, because once you eat anything of the underworld, you cannot return. However, okay, before we get into the however part, because Persephone went into the underworld, her mother Demeter or Ceres was incredibly saddened by this. And that is when she withdrew her loving energy to the world. And as the goddess of grain and agriculture, of fertility and growth, that meant that the grains and the crops would no longer grow. As we know scientifically, of course, here now, this is because of the changing of the seasons. But the Greeks didn't know that. They didn't have the awareness of the world and the seasons in all the different places of the world the way that we have the blessing of now. So now we can see that when we head into Mabon in the northern hemisphere, Ostara begins in the southern hemisphere. So in that essence, there really is no underworld. It is just Persephone moving from the northern hemisphere into the southern hemisphere so that she can usher in a new time of planting in a new place. And that to me has always been the core of the Persephone myth, is she is really planting seeds in a new place. Even if we see it as the underworld and her rulership with Hades or Pluto, she's still planting seeds. She's still the loving queen. She's still nurturing the kingdom that she shares in the underworld. And we can look at it in this way where there is no bad place. There is no wrong place. There is only the cycles of change. And when we move with the cycles of change more naturally, our life flows more naturally. This reading is designed to help you with that. So in that essence, what we're going to be doing is we've got 4 piles for this reading. Each of the piles is based off of a different area of your life. But because we're based on your rising sign, we're actually going with the moon cycles, the houses and signs in which the moon is going to fall, and what area of your life this will correlate to. So each of the piles is a different moon phase throughout Libra season. I don't know why my voice just went all deep like that. That was very strange. So this first one is September 25th and the new moon in Libra, which falls in your 6th house. So this first pile and the first start of Libra season for you is very career focused. The second pile is October 2nd and the first quarter moon in Capricorn, which falls in your 9th house. This is where we're going to focus on your spirituality and expansion of your spiritual gifts, your spiritual awareness. In the third pile, we move into October 9th, and this is the full moon in Aries, which falls in your 12th house. This is where we're going to focus on you, yourself, and in particular for fixed signs, with these moon cycles, the way that they fall, the 12th house is interplaying. So this is all about your shadows, your subconscious, your unconscious, your connection to the collective unconscious. Generally, the 12th house is considered the house of spirituality. But in order to get to that portion of the 12th house, you first have to go through yourself. So we are going to be focusing on going through the self first when we are working with any kind of 12th house energy. So this full moon is focusing on yourself, the 12th house for you. Then we're going to move into October 17th with the third quarter moon in Cancer, which falls in the 3rd house. This is where we're going to be focusing on romance, on love. But more than that, it's going to be focused on this area of communication, how communication in your childhood impacted the ways in which you speak to yourself, speak about yourself, talk about love, view love, and the ways in which the way that you grew up as a child, speaking things or believing things about love, is actually like deeply impacting you in your current relationships. I don't know why my voice and my channeling keeps like blocking up or like doing that stutter stop or whatever. I'm hoping that it'll alleviate as we move into the energies a little bit more. I have the feeling that there's just a little bit of trepidation with you, Taurus. And so I want you to really take a step back and take a breather here while I talk to you about you, because I want you to really get into the energy of yourself. So we're working with your rising sign. A rising sign is the place in which the sun hits or peaks the horizon. It's where the sun breaks the horizon on the day that you were born. And it's based off of the day, the time, and the place in which you were born. As a Taurus rising, you're known. I'm trying to find the right words because I've had like a very love-hate relationship with Taurus, and I'm not going to lie to you guys at all because I love you guys. I love all my subscribers. I love my viewers, and that's what I'm here for. So I'm not going to lie to you. I've had a very love-hate relationship when it comes to Taurus signs. My ex-husband and the father of my first child. So like my two like really impactful relationships were Tauruses, but my husband is a Taurus moon. So I naturally gravitate and move with Taurus energy. One of my best friends is a Taurus. However, because I have such deep experiences with so many Taurus energies, I can tell you that I know that you're arguably harder on yourself than anyone else in the zodiac, aside from Virgos, but that's another story. You know that you're the one energy that is always going to be there and is always going to be dependable and is always going to do what is absolutely right to do. But the more that you do that without speaking up, the more that you internalize this feeling of nobody can do it, I have to do it all, and everybody else is just taking me for granted. And traditionally the bull was the one that got instigated. You think about Pamplona and the running with the bulls. You wave a red flag and you piss it off, and then you go running and you think that it's a game, but the bulls don't think it's a game. So somebody pisses you off and then they go running and they think it's really funny to watch you get all rampagey, but it's really not. It's not funny for you, because what it does is it comes back and internalizes for you. You're the one sign that is so used to being sacrificed, overlooked, and yet you still keep going. You still stick to what you know, what your convictions are. Even if they aren't the best convictions for you at the time, you still stick with them because it's what you do. It's what you know. And the beauty of that is right now you're being exalted in the heavens. You're being exalted in the collective because the North Node is moving through your sign. You are the teachers for us all. You are teaching all of us, myself included, how to really dig in to your destiny, how to really stand firm in what you want and what is right for you. You're teaching us all to do that. And you're teaching us through showing us that it doesn't always have to be hard. Sometimes you can enjoy yourself on this journey. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm actually if you guys want to understand the purest, most beautiful essence of a Taurus energy person, go check out Chloe Taylor. She talks about being a Taurus a lot. She talks about the nature of wanting to be at home. She talks about loving food. She talks about all of these things. And these are things that I absolutely can confirm with my own experiences with Taurus in my own life. These are 100% accurate depictions of them. But she also is very open about the struggles she's had and the ways in which she has worked to overcome. And it's in that I strongly encourage any and all of you Tauruses, if you feel alone, she is your guiding light. She is beautiful and brilliant and very, very talented. And I feel honored to even read on the same platform as her a lot of the time, because she is a very, very in tune Taurus, and she's essentially helped to redeem Taurus energy for me. So Chloe, I want to give you a massive shout out. Thank you so much for doing that for me, because it was definitely something that I needed personally in order to continue on my astrological journey. Now, for the rest of the collective of Taurus, I do want to tell you and encourage you to check this song out when the video is done, because this is going to be a longer video. But I woke up this morning with a song in my head, and that's been happening for all the fixed signs. I've had massive song downloads for you guys. Your Song is Unstoppable by Sia. And I absolutely love that for you, because that is the essence of Taurus. You are unstoppable. As long as you know that and believe that, you are 100% unstoppable. Nothing can hold you back or keep you away from that point in which you are aiming to get. You are unstoppable. Okay, so my throat chakra feels a whole lot better now. Thank you. The overall energy we're working with here for you, Taurus, throughout Libra season, but starting on Mabon, which is tomorrow. Yay! I'm excited for Mabon. is dreams and incubation. Number one, you may be having very, very vivid dreams because as I was shifting energies between Aquarius and Taurus, I actually took nearly I took about 12 to 14 hours in between doing the readings between those two. And normally I wouldn't, but I felt like I needed to. My dreams have been so vivid. I slept twice yesterday and last night, and my dreams have been so vivid and so just kind of strange, but not in like a bad way. It's kind of like I had all these weird situations in my dreams, but the messages of them were so much clearer than my dreams normally are. So I definitely know that this is your energy I'm tapping into. So if you're having much more vivid dreams, sit with it for about 5 minutes when you wake up and just ask Spirit to tell you what that was. And when I did that, and it's the first time I've ever done that before, I was like, what was that? And I literally heard Spirit say, it's the monkey off your back being removed. Like, we're removing the monkey from your back. And literally the dream that I had was this gigantic orangutan just running around like a crazy person. And then a bunch of people in these like hazmat suits, like spraying it like a bug. Because it kept trying to get at me and trying to get at me. And then it was just like, no, we're not doing this. You have all this protection. And so when I woke up, I was like, Spirit, that was really weird. I've never dreamed of an orangutan before in my life. What was that? And I literally heard the monkey on your back is being removed. It's that kind of thing. And the quote unquote monkey on my back is my own stuff. But there's a lot more clarity coming through in your dream state. Not to mention the fact that with this card, the energy that really comes from it is you've been waiting a very long time for certain dreams. You have been waiting a very long time for these dreams within you to actually come out and start taking form. Some of you may have had dreams in which you knew that they were there for you, but you didn't know how to get at them. And now it's like, boom, 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 like blowing up everywhere. I'm literally seeing fireworks in my third eye. It's like all of a sudden your dreams are blowing up everywhere. You know exactly what to do and nothing is too hard. It's like you slip into the flow state like that. It's pretty crazy is what I'm being shown. And I mean that in the best way. The energy is so strong with you guys now all of a sudden. Wow. Okay, so the big theme for you guys for Libra season is the dreams that you've been incubating. They're going to start exploding. I can dig it. Can you dig it? Okay, sorry. You guys' energy has just shifted in a really dramatic way, in a really good way. And I am feeling peppy and uplifted and awesome. So thank you so much. I'm going to clear it out and we are going to jump into your career focus and the new moon in Libra. Okay, Taurus, we are back. So we have the new moon in Libra. Again, this is September 25th, and this is where we're going to be focusing on your career. It does fall within your 6th house. And even though the 6th house isn't the house of career, it is the house of work, but it's the house of health, self-care, service to others, healing. There's so many things that are contained in the 6th house, but to me, it's always about self-care, self-love, and then service to others. And it is in exactly that order. It is service to self and then service to others. And that's how you find this balance here. Now, with it being Libra, your entire working life is about balancing yourself and others. It is innate to you to find this balance. And when you're in that self-sacrificial energy, it's really hard for you to be able to balance this. Now, this new moon is actually crossing between your 5th and your 6th house because we've got the sun and the moon in Libra and then Mercury retrograded and Venus both in Virgo. Those planets are all conjuncting each other. So they're forming a 2-house, 2-sign, 4-planet stellium in the skies. And all 4 of those planets are coming into a harmonious trine with Pluto and Capricorn. Now, if I'm saying a bunch of things that you don't understand because you don't know astrology that well, don't be alarmed. This is the nerdy portion of what I do. I absolutely love talking about astrology, so this is what I'm doing. But what this essentially means is that your personality is going to be challenged by your emotions or met by your emotions surrounding how much you give of yourself to others and how much others give back to you, surrounding how much you give to yourself and how much you get back from others, how much you give to yourself and how much you give to others. All of these things are going to be coming into a more harmonious balance between how you identify with yourself versus what work you do in the world. It's kind of like the separation. I just heard separation of church and state, and please don't take that as me like referring to politics or religion. Those don't really have a place on my channel. It's just the notion of it. It's the separation of. So what this moon cycle is about, it's not meant to be focused outward. Even though we're working with your 6th house and career, this is 100% an energy that is internal. This is about finding an internal rebalance, an internal harmonization, an internal time of transformation of yourself. So apply this transformation of yourself in the area of how you work in the world, literally and figuratively. So how you work in the world, what you do for others, what you do for yourself, how you care for yourself, how you love yourself, all of these things, it's time for you to really think about how they impact you. Now, the 3 key features of this new moon are personal accountability, spiritual responsibility, and surrender. And of all the signs, no matter how many times I say this, I feel like I'm going to come to another sign where it's going to be this way. But with you guys, even though you're a fixed sign, for all the fixed signs, you're the best at surrendering. Taurus, you just are, and it isn't you giving up. Please understand that. It isn't you giving up, because I just got this big wave of, I don't surrender, I just quit. No, you don't. Sometimes it feels like quitting, but sometimes it's a moment in which you recognize, I can't do this anymore. I can't move forward like this anymore. I know this is not right for me anymore, so I need to let this go. That is surrendering. When you say, okay, I understand that I can't change this situation, but I can make the best of it, that's you surrendering. When you say, I see this as a problem and I know that I can do this to fix it, and then you stop focusing on the problem and you focus on the solution, you're surrendering the problem. Sometimes you get caught up in your own head about how it is that you view surrendering. And when you do that, you really do diminish the power and the potency that you have in doing this action. That was a very powerful message. I feel like a lot of you needed that. So let's take a look at your cards and find out how this new moon in Libra is helping you plant new seeds for personal accountability, spiritual responsibility, and surrender so that you can rebalance internally. Oh, I just want to sit with this for a minute. I want to hug you, Taurus. We have the card 31 in peace. We have, the card 13 and confusion, many choices and uncertainty. And I want to put this over here because you've got 31 and 13. We've got the full moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check. All of the colors of these cards are so similar. And I know that the lighting is not the greatest for the colors to really pop the way that they normally would, because I've got the window open. And I'm really, these readings, I'm really enjoying having the fresh air and the sunlight. So we have the card, oh my gosh, 44, Harvest, Gathering of Blessings. And then this is the Elqui deck. Excuse me. It's She Who deck. And I am going to give a nod to Baba Jolie guided messages here because she uses this deck, but she actually uses it in the sense of the one who, so there's no gender connotation or identity attached to it. And I am going to give her a nod and thank her here. Thank you, Baba. Jolie, thank you so much for this inspiration, because I'm actually going to use the same thing. And I just wanted to give her the credit that she deserves. So we have the one who waits, Manara. Patience, waiting, and determination. Well, if that isn't the essence of you, I don't know what is, Taurus. All right, I'm going to move these down because I want you guys to actually be able to see them better. Okay, Spirit. Okay, Spirit's like, no, tarot. All right, so we have the Ace of Blades, the Seven of Blades, and the Death card. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I flipped them the opposite way, and I was just waiting for the energies to feel right for the messages to come through. If anybody knows readers who do that, first of all, huge shout out to readers who do that, because sometimes as a reader, we can get really in our heads about how you guys are going to respond to it. And I know that I've seen other readers really move stuff around when it doesn't feel right. And you really did set an example for me to be able to kind of step out of my own comfort zone. So thank you for that. I don't know why I'm giving all of these like shout outs during your guys' reading, but it is what it is. So first of all, we need to talk about 1s, 3s, and 4s, because if you haven't noticed, 31 reduces to a 4, 13 reduces to a 4, 13 reduces to a 4, and then you have 44. So 4s are really, really, really strong. Oh my goodness. So I apologize, guys. I don't know what's going on with my throat chakra for you guys. So what this moon phase is helping you do when you come into this rebalancing internally, it's asking you to really get real here. And this full moon in Capricorn is so strong. It's the overwhelming energy that I feel, because it's sitting there going, snap out of it, snap out of it, snap out of it. Let's go. See this, be this, understand this. And what this is this confusion you've been feeling is nothing but illusionary chaos. It's this illusionary chaos that gets created. Am I going to be able to do this? Can I do that? Is this right? Is that right? And as your dreams become ever more vivid, if you don't take the time to sit with Spirit and say, hey, Spirit, what's going on? And receive that message, you might end up finding yourself having your peace challenged by a state of confusion. You've been waiting plenty long enough to get through this phase. So get real with yourself here, because you're in a moment of harvest. Even if you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you're starting Ostara, I have to tell you that this harvest gathering of blessings, it's literally indicating that it doesn't matter whether you're in the Northern Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere, your harvest time is here. It may be that you are in the Southern Hemisphere, but it's in the harvest time of your own personal natal chart. So for instance, my own personal natal chart, because I have a Leo rising sign, actually, let's play on that. You guys, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you have a Taurus rising, that would put you as a fall. That would put you in the fall season, which means the spring season would be your fall. You would have it flip-flop. It's like the summer season is my spring. So all of my seasons are shifted back. This is a long theory and concept that I'm still working on figuring out how to explain it to everybody. But essentially you take your rising sign and you look at that as the equivalent of the spring equinox. That means that if Taurus is your rising sign, Taurus season in April is the equivalent of your spring. That means that when you move into Libra season, and Scorpio season, you're shifting into your fall space. You're shifting into your harvest space. So it doesn't matter whether you're in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. Personally, you're moving into your fall. You're moving into your harvest. Now is the time where the seeds that have been planted have been sown, are sown, loved, cared, tended for, and are now going to be coming to harvest. Regardless of where you live, you all get to experience this. And that's a beautiful thing because that actually unifies the world in such a beautiful way. Wow. Thank you, Spirit, for that awareness. So how you can work with this moon is really allowing the perceptions that have been clouding you and creating this chaos and this confusion internally to die. Because as you do this, clarity will come. That's where you find peace. This message was to let you know that you're all aligned with your harvest and your blessings. The only thing blocking you is this energy of, can I do it? Is it right? Is this really going to happen this time? I've been working on this stuff for so long. I've been patient for so long. Is it really going to happen? Spirit's saying, let that die out. Let that die out with this moon. And allow yourself to step forward saying, I have the power to. I have the power to. And then you fill it in with whatever it is that you are doing in your life, you are bringing into your life, you are creating in your life, you are harvesting in your life. Whatever it is, that's what you're being called to do with this new moon. So I'm going to clear I just wanted to say, I'm going to clear the decks like a pirate or something. I'm going to clear the table off, and then we're going to switch into the first quarter moon in Capricorn on October 2nd and talk about what is evolving and changing in your spirituality, as well as the energy of the moon. All right, my beautiful, beautiful Taurus. We are back. We are on the first quarter moon in Capricorn. And again, as I said before, this is October 2nd. So we are now shifting into focusing on your spirituality. We are into your 9th house. So this is about expansion of the self. This is about expansion of your beliefs, expansion of your personal philosophies, expansion of the ways in which you view the world. Some of you may be traveling. I actually get a really strong traveling vibe for you guys. But let's talk about that first, because there's also kind of like, I don't want you guys to be alarmed. I'm seeing like a flashing red light. Not like a police light or anything like that. It's a spiritual, like, hold on here. And I'm hearing like boats or cruise ships or something. That may be significant. Maybe some of you guys are planning a cruise. But let's talk about this first quarter moon in Capricorn first. This moon is the best way that I've been describing this moon's chart is bloody. It's red. It like the tension, the aspects are all red. It's all a lot of challenge. So I can't lie to you guys. I mean, what would be the point of me coming here and being like, oh yeah, it's going to be puppies and candy canes? That would not help you at all. So this is going to be an incredibly challenging moon phase collectively. It's not just for you, Taurus. It's literally for everyone. So please understand that this isn't like the divine, like picking on you directly. Divine's picking on us all. Love you, Spirit. But with this moon phase, we're initiating a new emotional response. When we do that, the way that we have to be able, or the way in which we are being called to initiate this new emotional response is through finding our triggers. Now, the moon is going to be squaring off with the Sun, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Neptune, coming into a trioctile with Uranus and octile with Saturn. So it's just red everywhere. Everywhere. And this moon phase is an action-oriented moon phase in Capricorn, which means it's got Saturnian energy to it. Saturn and Taurus, to me, those energies are like two peas in a pod. Like, please get me on track. I have the diligence and I have the willpower and you have the self-discipline. Let's work together. And sometimes we have a hard time seeing that because we don't want that limitation feeling that Saturn brings. But it's important to understand that it's there for a reason. This is a moon phase that's going to ask all of us collectively to take accountability here. Emotional, internal accountability, in order to realize that it is through our own level of inner awareness, our own level of surrendering those reactionary moments before that have caused all of the chaos in our life, because there is a cause and effect to everything that we do. We're asked to take accountability for all of these things. Sorry, I needed to yawn. Like I said, your guys' energy is moving through like completely differently. Also, if you are tired, please take a nap. Just that came through really strongly with like a grandmotherly energy. A mother energy. If you have a mother that has passed away, she wants you to know that you're not getting enough sleep, sweetie, and you need to rest more. Sleep deprivation is a really difficult thing, and she wants you to be more mindful of that, please. That may be very specific to one person. She was a very strong energy. Okay, so we're going to get back to this. I'm sorry, guys. When spirits step in, I try to give them I try to just make space for them and to hold space for them because they need that as well. And I think that somebody here really needed to hear that from their mom. So thank you for letting me bring that message forth. If we want to take accountability here, if we want to take emotional accountability, we need to take a look at Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith is in Cancer. When she moves through the sign of Cancer, she is sitting out of bounds. That means that she is not following any astrological rules. So no matter what you read about Black Moon Lilith, when she's in Cancer, and I believe portions of Gemini, Sagittarius, and Capricorn, nothing that you read is going to matter to what Black Moon Lilith is doing out in the cosmos. Any out of bounds planet will not follow any kind of astrological rules. They don't have to. That's the joy of them being out of bounds. So I am getting a message that you guys should check your natal chart. If you go to Astro-Seek, which the link for it is in the description box, and you click on positions after you draw up your horoscope chart, click on positions up on the top tabs, and anything that has parentheses and says OOB on it is an out of bounds planet. I know I personally have, I have a lot of asteroids that are out of bounds, but my Uranus is significantly out of bounds. So I was born during Uranus out of bounds, which does not happen very often, but it does show in my life for sure. Anyway, with Black Moon Lilith being out of bounds, she's not just out of bounds, she's also at the anaretic degree. So that makes her the 29th degree of Cancer. This is the magical degree. Everybody's going to have their own different opinion about the anaretic degree, but I love them. I love the anaretic degree because it's like coming to the world card in tarot. It's the end. It's the end for a new beginning. And it doesn't matter how many times the planet crosses back and forth in a retrograde cycle, the way that like Black Moon Lilith does, because she's oscillating. It doesn't matter. Every time it gets touched, it's huge. When it corresponds to the moment in which the moon enters into a primary moon phase in any way, shape, or form, it doubles the potency because this is the shadow of the moon. This is the dark feminine arising. And what she's doing is releasing us. She is releasing us. If we surrender to her and are willing for this, she is giving us this beautiful, magical release from ancestral and generational patterns of subjugation. And Black Moon Lilith like key feature this year is subjugation and breaking free of it. So with her at this anaretic degree, we're going to be feeling all of these emotional triggers. They're all going to have everything to do with how we feel subjugated by the world or subjugated by somebody or something somewhere throughout history. And we're all going to feel it. We're all going to be asked to find this location internally. And it's not going to be an external. These first 2 moon phases, none of it is external. These are internal changes that we are being called to make, because when you change internally, it reflects externally. And that is the most important here. Now, I was getting massive Charlie and the Chocolate Factory messages prior to doing the rising sign messages for Libra season. So for all signs, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is hugely huge synchronicity. And it was the older one with Gene Wilder. So check that movie out. But this moon phase is one of the reasons why that was coming through, because there is a golden ticket energy to this moon phase. A golden ticket energy that I want you to consider before we go into here and consider as we go through this pile. I don't know why I'm being as insistent and diligent with you guys. This is going to be a significantly longer reading than any of the other signs. But Taurus, I just got done working through your energies because I did my Uranus retrograde guidebook. And after rereading that last night, starting to reread it, because I always track my own books just to work with the energies again in live, in the actual moment. I am telling you, with Uranus moving through your first house, everything is chaos, but it's not chaos for no reason. And so I want to really make sure that I bring forth as much as I can without overwhelming you with Uranus's energy. So the golden ticket for this moon phase, before we get into how to take this initiation into these new emotional responses for you, is Mercury in Virgo is now still and stationing direct and coming into a harmonious trine with Uranus in Taurus and Pluto in Capricorn. This means that your 1st, 5th, and 11th houses have harmony. You are harmonizing who you are, your creative expression, and your dreams, your wishes, your goals, your community, and the ways in which you make your dreams into a wealthy endeavor in the world all together. And you're doing it through the beauty. Oh, did I say Capricorn? I did say Capricorn. Your 9th house, not your 11th house. Why did the 11th house come in their spirit? Oh. Give me just a minute. I'm being shown something. Okay, we're going to radically transform this. Okay, so what Spirit showed me is the reason why 11th house came out is because it's all going to impact your 11th house. It's the tension that Neptune has right now with the moon. This is going to alleviate that tension. There's going to be some sort of awakening within you surrounding your spirituality. And because this is the 9th house that we're working on, when we're looking at the 11th house is Pisces for you guys. So there's just some sort of massive expansion in your community, in your dreams, but there's a massive expansion in wealth. And it's going to be through this spirituality. It's going to be through harnessing this. And I just saw 44 on my clock. You guys have the 4s. That's stability, that's calm, that's assurance. And you know what? That's also Aries energy, which is the next moon phase. But with Mercury making a trine with Uranus and Pluto, with us working through the expansion of your belief in yourself and your own creative self-expression and your place here in the world, your communicative place in the world, but your place in the world as a whole, and who you are on a unique level, we're really being called collectively to look at Tauruses, to show us, to be the example of that transformative, innovative, creative communication from the divine. And it's going to come in a very grounded, rooted manner. So for you especially, it's going to be like, you're going to take a bite. I'm seeing somebody like take a bite of focaccia bread. That's very specific spirit. It's like somebody in Italy is taking a bite of focaccia bread or something like that. I've never been to Italy, so I'm guessing that that's where it is because it looks like a gondola that I'm seeing. And as they bite into it, it's like they can suddenly taste everything about the herbs and the spices and the garlic and the butter and the grain. And it's almost like this ancient memory awakens within about the nature of nature. Wow. Okay. I don't know what that vision was, but it was for someone or multiple people here. Even if it doesn't play out in exactly that way, I want you guys to think about how that would be for you, because it's some sort of ancient awakening coming in here. Wow. Oh my God. I said abundance, didn't I? Card 9 with coins. I love this. 23 with thought vibrations, resonant choices, signature signals. Oh my God, I said Pisces too. That's why. First quarter moon in Pisces, honor your feelings. You guys, this reading, oh my God. 43, sacred purpose, eternal flame, ancestral legacy. Holy Pete. Hey, buckets. This is amazing. This is like, and then Volaris, the one who flies, dare, do, and reach. First of all, I've never seen Volaris before in this deck. I haven't come across her, but I did say that some of you were going to be traveling. Whoa. I promise you guys, I don't look at these cards. They've been sitting on my desk for like 20 or for a little bit more than 12 hours. They've just been sitting on my desk, just kind of letting the energy sit. But I'm telling you, like, I'm looking at these and I'm going, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I feel like a kid in a candy store. All right, then we we have the card 25 in faith, or 24 in faith. The card 9 with knowledge. Oh my gosh, you guys. There's the 7 of swords again. And the 4 of pentacles. Scarab beetles. You know what? Egypt is a huge theme for you guys. You guys may have Egyptian ancestry. You may actually be able to trace your ancestry to Egypt in this life. And I'm getting the sense of like, that would be weird. So I'm guessing that you may be like Anglo-Saxon is what I just heard, Anglo-Saxon, or essentially you may have blonde hair and brown eyes, or blonde hair and blue eyes, rather. Blonde hair and blue eyes. And it would be very strange for you to find out that you have Arabic and Egyptian ancestry. But I have the feeling you do. Okay. Nope. Yep. These two don't necessarily have an order. I just want you guys to know. I'm just trying to feel that out. I know these are supposed to be how they are. Okay. I just needed to sit with it for a minute. Faith does not beget knowledge, and knowledge does not beget faith. But when you actually embrace both of them, when you embrace the fact that faith exists, that knowledge exists, it's in that you allow yourself to be blinded by the ideations of anybody and anything else. This moon is going to trigger everything. everything. Your sense of wealth, security, abundance, truth, honesty, ability to accomplish, ability to achieve, everything is going to be triggered for you, Taurus. I can feel it. But I don't feel like it's going to be in a way that's going to be like massive tower moments in your entire life falling apart. I have the feeling where it's going to be like a domino effect. Something's going to fall and you're going to see it. You're going to see the falling of it. And you're going to realize how minuscule it actually is. How small those moments actually are. In the grand scheme of things, it's almost like you're going to be sitting there and suddenly you're going to feel the expansion of the entire world. And you're going to be like, why did I care about this? Why did I doubt this? And as soon as you ask those questions during this moon phase, so anytime after October 2nd and before October 9th, asking any of those questions, and it's almost going to be like a second nature that it's just going to happen. Let me know down in the comment section. But as soon as that comes in, it's the dominoes start falling. And then you ask yourself one question and then you realize how interconnected every single thing is from the moment of, I think this one thing, and then boom, everything else falls. Just like these books here on this knowledge card, how they've all tumbled over because one of them has tipped over. That's what it's going to be like. It's not going to be a pushing down from this direction. It's going to be one that was holding everything up on this side. Just goes, doop, and then everything else comes on. And that way you can actually see how everything, this one thought pulled everything onto it. And then you overcome it. You overcome it because you realize that everything is literally interconnected. And no matter how many times you hear it, you don't understand it completely. And I've been there. I have been there. Trust me, where I've been like, I know we're all connected. I know everything matters. I don't believe in coincidence. Absolutely not. But you guys literally watched me freak out about the cards after I was channeling, trying to figure out why I was picking up the 11th house. And that's literally why I was picking up the 11th house. It's because the first quarter moon in Pisces, this is honoring your feelings about your 11th house, about your dreams, your wishes, your goals, the way in which you want to take that and turn it into a financial endeavor and turn it into wealth and build a community and build a home and a place for yourself within the world. All of that was in these cards and I picked it up. Just by touching the cards, I picked it up. All I had to do was interact with the energies. Everything is connected. In this world, outside of this world, everything has a place and a purpose and a reason and a value. And we lose sight of that when we're in the midst of pain and chaos and trauma. And we're going to lose sight of that. And I can be incredibly controversial when it comes to this stuff. I get that. So if I'm triggering you, I apologize. But there is always a reason, and that reason is always going to be because you're worthy of better, because you're worthy of growth, because you're worthy of excelling and achieving and moving beyond it and healing from it. And when you see yourself the way that the divine sees you, that's when everything changes. Let yourself question during this moon, why? Why do I feel this way? Why do I react this way? Because as soon as you do, you're giving your feelings, your emotions a voice. You're giving yourself a voice. And nothing can stop that voice from shining out at that point. Okay, Taurus, let's shift into the full moon in Aries and find out what your messages are. Hello, my loves. We are back. It was 55:05 on the clock just now and 55 minutes exactly when I hit play. So it's time for change, guys. It's time for change. We are on October 9th, the full moon in Aries in the 12th house. This is all about you. This is about your shadow. This is about your internal dialogue. This is about how to get beyond the pains of the past. Now, the best thing that I can tell you about this full moon in Aries is that the energy of this moon is so different than the two prior moons. It's so different. And the moon is conjuncting Chiron. And Chiron is moving through your 12th house, which means your entire mind is being overhauled and healed. And I saw 55 on the clock. So we have shifted out of the 4s and into the 5s for you guys. This is a lot of change, a lot of shifting, and a lot of truths, a lot of awarenesses coming forth. With Chiron in your 12th house, your belief in yourself, your belief in the ethers and the unknown and the mystical and the magical, all of that is being healed from years and centuries and generations of pains and traumas and abuses and all of these things. This is the moon phase where you're going to find yourself in a state of, I know exactly what to do. And that's going to be the truth, because right actions lead to the right results in this moon phase. Everything that you do that comes from your heart and your intuition is going to 100% pay off, and it's going to pay off in dividends so quickly. This is massive quantities of creative innovation flooding into the collective. And it's all through this like level of self-expression and harmony. It's bringing in harmony into the world. Like, I can tell you definitively, I've been alive for 35 years. I have not experienced true harmony in the world or in my life. Beyond what I feel right now, right here and right now, this is the most harmonious I have ever felt in my life. But when I think about the way in which I grew up, I don't know what worldwide harmony is. This moon phase feels like we are ushering in a time of worldwide harmony. We are moving into that phase. Now, please understand that in order for that to happen, we have to do this soul level, emotionally deep healing. We have to do that healing for ourselves and for our souls, which means it's still going to take time. But today, the October 9th, is when you're going to be able to feel the truth of it. And I am telling you this because I've been channeling these rising sign messages, not understanding how powerful this Libra season was going to be truly until I started doing it. And I can feel it. I was literally like vibrating off the walls last night talking to my husband, because I was like, I can feel it. I can feel it. And you know what? The best part about this is I get to be a part of it all. I get to be a part of it. I get to be a part of this shift, this ascension, this change, this transition. I get to be here. I get to help people. I get to do all of these things. The reason why I'm sharing all of this with you is because that's a huge soul deep 12th house healing that I've done. This is where you're headed. This is where you're trying to get. This understanding, this awareness of, I can feel out in the cosmos all the amazing things coming in for everyone, and I get to be a part of it. My soul chose to be here during this time, and it is amazing. And when you do that, when you harness that energy and that awareness within yourself, you really, really harness the true power and magnitude of your own soul, the choices that you've made and the willpower that you have to keep going on this journey. And it's amazing. And my ears were ringing like crazy during that. The message came through so powerfully. So as you're going through this full moon in Aries, a really great thing to do would be try shamanic fire meditations, do violet flame purifications, and of course I can already feel it and hear Archangel Zadkiel. I can't help but giggle because his energy is just so fun. He is a violet flame archangel. He's the archangel of forgiveness, self-forgiveness, mercy, blessings, grace. And he's one of my primary Reiki angels. So when he's like, yeah, put me in, coach, kind of energy, which makes me giggle because he's got that kind of sense of humor. that it makes me like so ready to share his energy, like how I've experienced it. So doing these fire meditations, cleansing, because it's a fire moon. It's going to help cleanse that heart, cleanse that soul of anything that you need to cleanse it from, even if it is from centuries past. Those shamanic fire meditations, the shamanic fire meditations are really going to be good for you guys to do that, because it'll be able to help open up your awareness, your clairvoyance, especially. The energy of this moon is like straight up Phoenix rising energy. So whereas we may have felt as though we were just kind of thrown to the wolves or tossed into the fire, we're now rising up from that fire. And all of it is rising up because we're embracing communication in a new way. We're embracing the transformational power of harmony, of balance, and of moving and speaking from the heart. First and foremost, the number one message that I got for this full moon in Aries is healing the soul through opening to the beauty of unconditional love. And Taurus, if there's anybody who is capable of finding that unconditional love within, it's you. And you're going to find it within yourself, for yourself first, because you give it to everybody else all the time. It's time for you to give it to yourself. Nothing can be healthy until there's that. And I don't know who needed to hear that, but I hope it helped. And I just saw 1, 2, 3 on the clock. Okay, so let's take a look at you and this full moon. I mean, you guys are coming into a very wealthy time. We've got abundance, and then we have attachment, longing, and desperation. Full moon in Sagittarius. See the bigger picture. Holy crap. 35, clairvoyance, inspiration, interpretation, and trust. I did say clairvoyance. Oh, this is okay. The one who is present, Taurus, now awareness and acceptance. I think you guys are breaking me. And then we have the card 12 with suspension, which is also the Hanged Man, the 6 of Lightning or the 6 of Swords, and the 9 of Candles or the 9 of Wands. I'm hearing unstoppable again. This is all about you. This is about you, Taurus. See the bigger picture here is saying it's time for you to actually see the bigger picture. I told you you'd be able to see it. Your clairvoyance is going to open up. You don't need to sit there and hang out and wonder anymore. This attachment thing that I'm feeling is not you. It is not you. The attachment is what's being burnt away. It's what's being burnt away. I mean, plain and simple. There is almost nothing I can say about these cards here that I haven't already said, and that's such a beautiful thing. But what I will tell you, what I'm going to tell you, you're not reaching for anything anymore. You're not reaching. The world is reaching for you. You don't have to reach for anything. The world is reaching for you. You see something that the world doesn't see yet. And that's a beautiful thing. You have this clairvoyance here. Let your gifts open up. This healing that gets done on the 12th, in the 12th house, it does really open things up. So whereas normally I would say it's your second house that you want to focus on when it comes to abundance, your 12th house is coming up as the house of abundance. Whatever is going on within your 12th house, this deep healing from Chiron moving through your 12th house, it's really opening you up to realizing all the places in which you have attachments, whether it's attachments that you have to other people or attachments other people have to you. And I apologize if you guys can hear Chunk barking. Let me get her inside. I know sometimes there are people that walk out in the back alley and it really bugs her. Say hi. Say hi. Willow wanted to say hi. Okay. She's like, Mom, let me down. There's sticks. Sorry. I'm a crazy dog mom. It's what I do. So, all right. I apologize. My neighbor's dog, Creed, was barking, and Creed always works all the dogs up. Actually, Creed looks just like, I think it's, the name of the dog is Hercules from The Sandlot. It's just like that. Anyway, this is going to be the moon phase in which the healing that you do and the purification that you are willing to do, this Phoenix rising energy that you're stepping into, it's going to help you understand where there have been attachments. Some of you may actually have a gift opening up where you're actually able to physically see. Spirit, can you help me explain this? Okay, so I'm seeing someone walking down the street, and then they look at someone else, like on the opposite side of the street, and they can see their aura, but it's more than that. They can see their aura, but they can also see etheric cords. And when they see these etheric cords, they can actually see, like, it's almost like they can see a name written on them. So they can actually tell this person, you have a cord attached to this person. You have a cord attached to this situation. And it's this just insane, like accurate, perfect gift. And it's going to be, there's such a physicality to it that I'm picking up. So gifts like that are going to be opening a lot for people. And Spirit is asking you to let go of feeling like you're in limbo. Let go of feeling like you're being restricted. Let go of feeling like you cannot soar, you cannot fly. You're not stuck in a spider web. And now I'm hearing the song Spider Webs. So I'm going to write that down too. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. Sorry, guys. I try really hard. I try really hard not to have my own personal guides deeply impact the readings. But Spiderwebs is a message for anybody who has lost someone in a really hard way. It's just a message for you to understand that it's okay for you to really like choose you. Wow. Okay. I want to tell you guys about the guide that just sent the song Spiderwebs and why that song was sent as strongly as it was, because we can get into this mindset that we're not capable of doing these things, that we can't, that the world is too hard, that our lives are too hard, that people won't accept us, that whatever, we can get into our brains and our heads about it. We can believe that we're not worthy of something so hard that it takes us forever to get it. And then when we finally do, it's too late. And I only say that because I'm literally channeling someone I love right now. And she wants to help you all because she too was a Taurus. And so I have this tattoo here that says Sherry. And that's my cousin. And one of the number one songs that always reminds me of her is Spiderwebs by No Doubt. And it's, sorry, I'm not home right now, walking in a spider web, leave a message and I'll call you back. And it talks about how you have to screen your calls because somebody hurt you and all of this. But I want you guys to think about what a spider web actually means. A spider web is such a beautiful creation. It's such a beautiful constructed magnitude of beauty. I literally have a spider in my window over here. And I used to be terrified of spiders. I seriously had like arachnophobia. But now I see it as the more that I build my life, my channel, my books, my community, the more that I build that, the more love and support I feel from the spider. And that may seem strange, but to me, it just, we're building together. And that spider keeps flies that like to come in the fall or wasps or anything like that from really impacting me. I'm going to sneeze. Wow. Oh, bless me. Sorry. energy moving through. Taurus, you're not stuck. You're building something beautiful. You're building abundance. I apologize if you guys can hear that. My dogs are chasing my cat. Sometimes it can feel like complete and utter chaos. Sometimes it can. And I think that's the reason why Spirit has me keeping my door open and really staying in touch with all the animals and everything like that and doing things the way that I have been doing it is because this is real. This is real life. This is reality. This is how it works. This is the bigger picture. Everything is meant to be exactly as it's meant to be. And in this moon phase, it's okay for you to purify yourself from the way that things were in the past and really embrace your gifts. Really, truly embrace your gifts. I had to pause it in order to get Jade to stop trying to eat Willow's face. Jade is a very big dog and Willow is a very little dog. And so Jade can sometimes forget that Willow is not a play toy. Anyway, Taurus, I really don't have anything more for you here. We are going to move on to October 17th in the third quarter moon in Cancer and the third house. And we're going to be talking about your love and your romance. So I will see you at October 17th. Okay, Taurus, let's talk about romance. So first of all, this third quarter moon in Cancer falls on October 17th. The third quarter moon phase is about dissemination, essentially. I mean, I know we have the disseminating moon phase, but it's more about that falling back, that restful state, that rebalancing of the masculine and the feminine. And that's such a huge thing because that is actually the huge overwhelming theme is healing of the divine masculine and divine feminine for this moon phase. And collectively, this moon phase is going to change the world. I'm calling it now. I just feel it. We're going to see different things moving forward. This moon phase is our souls are harmonizing with an inner expansion because we are finally accepting self-expression, self-compassion, and our psychic gifts. This ease that we are stepping into within our soul, within our hearts, within our minds of accepting our own uniqueness is actually going to break the tension of any kind of imbalanced focus that we've had on love, which is not heart-centered. With this being in your third house, this is all about how you communicate with your loved ones based off of your childhood about your psychic gifts, about how you feel about yourself and about the world, your idealism, your true, genuine nature. Taurus, you're the one that is very, very stubborn, very hard. You have a hard time telling others, this is how I feel. And that's understandable. But this is about allowing yourself to really learn the undercurrent of emotions which create these illusions that you have to sacrifice yourself in order to be in a harmonious and balanced union, because that's not true. That's not an actual true union. This is, again, we're coming back to Black Moon Lilith. This is based off of subjugational structures that have been holding the divine feminine back from truly unifying with the divine masculine. And this doesn't necessarily mean you and another person. This is what internally first and externally afterwards. We are all coming to a time in which we understand divine feminine energy, we understand divine masculine energy, and we are harmonizing with them because they're healthy and whole. And I just saw light work. That was cool. So the biggest factor here, the key factor of this moon phase is that we're going to be receiving communication from spirit. We're going to be receiving a lot of intuition, a lot of psychic insights. We're going to feel it. For you in particular, you're going to feel it in your sacral chakra, definitely in your pelvic region, in your third eye, but also in your causal chakra, which is it's in the back of your head. It's like back here. So the back of your head. I know that didn't really explain it a whole lot, but you can look it up online. But that's where you're going to be feeling it within your chakra system. This new communication, this new awareness. You might also feel it right on the very top of your crown, because my crown just got super pressurized and my ears are ringing extra high now. So where do you want to find healing? Where can healing be found? Healing can be found in this moon phase through fueling creative, inspirational solutions. And that's through taking action in the realms of communication. And that's through Mars and Gemini. Now, Gemini is your second house. So this means that this is the right words, the right inspiration, the pure motivation, the elevation of spiritual awareness, all in terms of what we own, what we inherit, what we have as gifts, our gifts that we have been inherited, but also our sense of self-worth and self-value, and how that factor, or those two factors, our self-worth and our self-value, really are the clinch factors for everything else in our entire life. If we do not value ourselves, if we do not know our own worth, nothing will ever come the way that we want it to. All of what this is going on is going to be there to help heal the divine masculine in such a huge way. And it's through breaking the inner divine feminine free. No longer are the divine feminines within us willing to sit back and be like, okay, I'll wait my turn. No, they're stepping up and being like, no, it's my turn now. My crown is open. I am here. I am, and I am ready. I am ready. And our divine feminines are stepping forward, and they are leading the way for the divine masculine as it's meant to be. And Tarot with Tay talked about this last night. Last night she talked about this. She's such a rock star. Okay, let's find out how this is going to help you in your romance or love sector. We have the card 15 with self-mastery. The card 18 with prophets and ancient seers, decisions and predictive guidance. This has been popping up a lot. First quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. I want to scream that. Step into your power, Taurus. Step into your power. Step into your power. Now is your time. No longer are you going to be sitting back and saying, I'll do it for this person because I know they need it, or I'll do it because I know that I can. No, step into your power. Say, this is what I need. Express yourself. You have learned mastery over yourself, and now you're stepping into this phase in your relationships where you know you. You're not giving your power away to people and places and things that aren't for you anymore. You are walking away. 31, hostilities, conflict, unrest. You're walking away from that. This is not what you are willing to do anymore. You're stepping into your power and you're saying, I'm done. You can wave your red flag at me all you want, but I'm not going to charge at you. No way. No, I see the truth. I know the truth. I am the truth. I walk in my truth. Do you? Wow, this energy is really powerful. Holy Pete's. The one who thrives, orchid, flourish, prosper, and blossom. That's what you're doing. Once you step into this, now you know what your worth is. You know, and you're saying, this is who I am, and this is what I bring to the table, and now you can meet me halfway or not at all. But there is no in between. I know my worth. I have done this, and I will not sit and deal with any kind of conflict. I will sit on the conflict and be the balance. But you will not bring this to my table. I will not have that. Wow, Taurus. Wow, are you stepping into your power? We have 4 with heart chakra. Helpless and hopeless and spread your wings. Do you not see? This is literally where this moon phase is happening. Your heart chakra is blowing open. And it's blowing open. We've got the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the crown chakra, just like I said, but we've got the solar plexus. This is telling me here, and it should be telling you, if you listen deeply enough, this is telling me and you that in terms of love and romance, any of the past issues that you've had, because you have kept yourself small, you have kept yourself quiet, you're not doing that anymore. You aren't doing that anymore. You're not helpless and hopeless, and neither is anybody else. And you understand that. So you're stepping into your power to stop these conflicts, to stop this unrest, to say, this is enough. Enough is enough. I'm not doing this. Willow agrees. Willow definitely agrees. I apologize if you can hear her yipping. Willow, I'm going to go let them out. All right, my loves, I'm back. I apologize for the amount of chaos that it is. Even though I know that this is a little more than an hour long, I am going to tell you I have been filming this for like 3 hours straight. Or 2 hours. Yeah, just about 3. Because of the breaks that I have needed for the animals and whatnot. But this is how life goes. So, Taurus, really, really genuinely, what I'm seeing here is that you are coming forward through this third quarter moon phase. You're moving out of this willingness to engage. It's like, I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to engage in this stuff anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. And that is absolutely what you should be doing, because you have dreams and hopes and wishes and goals for yourself, but also for your connections. And those matter. True blue connections matter. And it matters to not just you, but to spirit, to your spirit guides, to the world. All of our connections matter, because we are a connected being, and we are a connected society, and we are a social being. So that is what we have for that last quarter moon. So I want to get just a few closing statements. Spirit, can we get just closing energies, closing messages for Taurus, so they can take this with them as they begin to shift through Mabon and the moon phases in Libra season. I did want to mention that this is my version of Mega Deck, and I did not invent Mega Deck. This is inspired by Tarot, who was inspired to make a Mega Deck. I believe she said it was in the middle of the night, but I do want to give her a shout out on this one, because she inspired me for this one, and I have loved using it because the energies seem to flow so well. Too many, Spirit. Can I get just a couple more for Taurus? There you are. Great. All right. On the back, we have handwriting and authenticity. Balance. Forgiveness. And astrology, destiny. Okay. I said it to Scorpio. I said it to Cancer. I'm going to say it to you. Anytime I see a forgiveness card pop up into the collective right now, if anybody is struggling with the concept or the ability to forgive themselves or others, please let me know. Shoot me an email. My email is in the description box, as well as the About section on my channel page. I have a program called Freedom Through Forgiveness. It's very simple. I'm giving it away for free. I'm just emailing the PDF to anybody who requests it. If that's something that you are struggling with, please let me know. It's free, it's for you, and it's genuinely authentic for you guys. So, Taurus, what this is telling me is, as you move forward, you're moving forward into a state where you're called to forgive yourself. More than anything, you're called to forgive yourself. All of these dreams that you've had, they're not for nothing. They are meant to come into your life. You just had to get into the energy and the essence of who you truly are. And in order to do that, you have to be able to learn to let go of certain things. And as a fixed energy, and especially as the bull and the fixed energy, that's a very hard thing to do. But there is a balance and a harmony to all things in the cosmos, and that is coming in for you now. All right, Taurus, I want to say thank you so much to your guides and my guides. Thank you to Spirit for connecting all of this energy, for bringing these messages forth, which were just insane and amazing, and I am honored. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do in the world, in the collective. Thank you for setting the tone to show everybody how our own uniqueness is our destined path. Thank you for that, because you have set the example for me and I appreciate it. Taurus, if this resonated, please hit that like button. Don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Share it on social media. I love that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Let me know down in the comment section below how this resonated. I would really love some feedback and love to know. Consider taking a look at my Uranus retrograde guidebook, because Uranus is moving through Taurus, which means it is moving through your first house. And this is a huge, huge transit period time for you guys. Even though some of the energies have already passed, you're still working through them. And the more knowledge we have, the better that we can move forward, is my opinion. So definitely check that out. It's linked in the description box below. Just go to my author page on Amazon. Okay, Taurus, thank you so much again for being here. I love you all, and I will see you at my next reading. Bye.